public record. We're going to be talking about all of that good stuff right here in a few more moments. So get ready to share this right now. Share this on your private Facebook groups. Share this in a group chat. Share this with all your friends. Share this in all your private Facebook group, all the conscious group. Share on Twitter. We are going to go live. Talk about Dr. Umar Johnson. We are going live, guys, in a few moments. And it says we are live, guys. Give me a few moments. We had some technical difficulties in the first video, so I had to start it over again. Let some people get ready to jump in. And yes, we are live. This is a live video, and we are teaching live, guys. And we are live. Yes, we are live. If you're watching this on the replay, and you like, Dean, I didn't know you were live. We actually had some technical difficulties, guys. So if you're watching this for the first time and you don't know who I am and somebody shared this with you, my name is E.DeanCole, and I own E.DeanCole Financial. We are a consulting firm, and we specialize in working capital, alternative finance, and business credit development. That's who I am. That's what I do. And so this video, we're teaching truth to power, economic empowerment. This channel is dedicated to economic empowerment through entrepreneurship. So if you're watching this video is a live lecture. We're talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, and we're talking about his new school. So the first time around, we had some technical difficulties. Let me check my audio now, and let me check the chat to see how we're sounding. Are we sounding good? Are we doing pretty good? You guys let me know if we're doing pretty good. If you're watching this, let me know if we're doing pretty good, guys, on the replay. And let me go ahead and check my sound, and let's see how we are on sound, guys. This is a live lecture, so I apologize for the delay. But yes, this video we are talking about Dr. Umar Johnson. I am going over his business plan, a good business plan model, and we're going to show actual public record. A lot of people have been talking about him. New school. So yeah, okay, the delay is gone, so we're good to go. Okay, so great. So a lot of people have been talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, been talking about his school, have been talking about if it's a fraud, if he's a fraud, the GoFundMe, all of that information. And in the conscious community, there's a lot of people that have a lot to say about the subject, but are very not that qualified to talk about it. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Dr. Umar Johnson, on his ability to actually fund the school. And if you're watching this on the replay, make sure you hit the subscribe button so the next time I'm live, you can be notified. And not only subscribe, hit that notification bell. Now, a lot of you guys have been following me on Instagram. So on my Instagram, I actually just did a post saying that I was live. So make sure that you follow me on Instagram. It's at E.DeanCole. And we talk about economic empowerment through entrepreneurship. So let's do a temperature check. Now, this is live. So if you want to see the live comments, click on the chat below, and you can see people's comments live. I'm not going to bring the live chat up for everyone to see, but just for myself, I don't want to distract from this. And I'm teaching truth to power about Dr. Umar Johnson, his school. Like I said, this is live, all right? So I'm going to break everything down for you guys. I'm going to show you actual reports. I'm going to show you mortgage information. I'm going to show you tax record information, appraisal value information. So the difference between me and many other conscious YouTubers is the fact that, and I'm not saying this to boast or brag, it's just the fact of the matter is that I am the CEO of a consulting firm. And I have had multiple videos where I've been talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, and a lot of people look at it as criticism, but it's not criticism. I look at Dr. Umar Johnson as a contemporary. He is a colleague of mine. He is an orator. I'm an orator. He's a speaker. I'm a speaker. I look at him as someone I would definitely love to collaborate with. At the same time, as a successful black man, it's my job to hold him accountable. You know, the #1 best-selling book of all times that taught me how to be the best orator and taught me how to be the best business development coach there is, it says that iron sharpens iron. So I hold him accountable. If you look at all of the videos, now I'm not talking about the Johnny-come-latelys, I'm talking about the individuals who actually follow me on YouTube, and also look at the chat below. If you have, and I think I have maybe 4 videos up. One video where actually Dr. Umar Johnson and I are talking via Facebook when he talks about his story, that video. And then there's another video where I am talking about Dr. Umar Johnson and his license. A lot of people were saying he's going to lose his license, and I talk about that he didn't lose his license. And then the third video I did about Dr. Umar Johnson was about his school, the real problem with his school. And in that video, I say that his school is needed, that we need his school. And the only issue with Dr. Umar Johnson that I had was his arrogance and him being egotistical. And I'm not saying that, and I'm not hating, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I'm just colleague to colleague. I'm just pulling his coattail, just in that area. I think that has been his biggest downfall on his journey for his school. Now, I am, like I said, I am a business consultant. I have $1 million E&O insurance policy. What that means is when I speak about finances or when I'm teaching on YouTube, I'm held to a different standard. I'm not saying it to impress you, but to impress upon you that this video is going to be long. The reason why is because I have to teach truth to power because I am a consultant. There's a lot of individuals that are YouTubers and, you know, they might work at Red Lobster, or they just might do YouTube full time. They're not held accountable by the words that they say. So if you guys are with me, let's go ahead and if you guys are with me, first of all, let's go ahead and see all of my socialites in the building. So if you're with me, I want you to drop the money bag. So if you are a client of mine, I want you to say client. If you are a student of mine, I want you to say student. If this is your first time watching me live, I want you to say first time. And if you are with me, if you're a social media socialite, I want you to drop the money bags, okay? I want you to drop those money bag in the comments. So let's do a temperature check. And this is live, okay? So I'm getting my bearings together because we had some technical difficulties, but we're good to go. Now, like I mentioned, if you stick with me, guys, I'm going to show you guys live public record information about this school that Dr. Umar Johnson has. This isn't clickbait, okay? Let me pull it up so you guys can know. I am serious about it. I just have to teach in detail, okay? Give me a second, guys. This is live, all right? So I'm going to pull up the school, and we're going to talk about his school, and we're going to talk about his actual business plan. I'm going to pull up public record information. I'm going to pull up mortgage information. We're talking about Dr. Umar Johnson School, okay? We're talking about this school right here, all right? So Dr. Umar Johnson did a video. He did a video. We're talking about this school right here, okay? We're talking about this school. No, this school. There we go. We're talking about this school right here. So this is Dr. Umar Johnson School. This is the home of the FDMG Academy, the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. So let's do a temperature check first. If you guys know who Dr. Umar Johnson is, I want you to say, I know. If you don't know who Dr. Umar Johnson is, I want you to say, don't know, okay? All right, so we got a few first timers that are in the building. Let me shout out all the first timers that are watching me. Okay, we have Smiley is watching with the first time and the emoji. What's going on, Smiley? Thanks so much for watching. All right, we got T. Reese Mo is a new client that recently enrolled into my course. Hey, T. Reese, how are you doing? Let's see. First time is Trinisha Adams is watching for the first time. Hey, Trinisha, how are you doing? CBP Film is watching for the first time. Thanks so much for watching, CBP Film. The reason why I do this first times is because on average we're growing about 1,000 new subscribers per month. That's what the analytics says. So people subscribe to us daily, and I want to interact with you guys. So a lot of you guys say that you know. Okay, good stuff. Thank you so much for participating. And this is now, once again, guys, this is a live lecture. I need you guys to participate with me. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to participate with me as if you're watching live. And for all of you guys that don't have patience, I need you guys to bear with me. If you're watching on the replay, make sure that you subscribe so the next time I'm live, you can participate as if you're watching me live. Make sure you subscribe and you hit that notification bell, because when you hit the notification bell, it's a lot more fun. All right. So make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell. But we are talking about Dr. Umar Johnson and his school. Okay. So now let's do the check. Now, if you guys don't know who Dr. Umar Johnson is, and you follow me because you follow me on Instagram, and you follow me because you want to know about business development, or you want to know about business development, and you want to know about credit restoration and different things like that, this video, I'm going to show you guys step by step on how to have a successful real estate venture, a commercial real estate venture, okay? So even if you don't know who Dr. Umar Johnson is, and if you don't follow the conscious community, even if you don't know who he is or don't follow the conscious community, you're still gonna find value in this, because I am going to teach on how you're able to use business credit to purchase commercial real estate, kind of like the situation with Dr. Umar Johnson, how to make sure it's profitable, and if you know it's profitable or not. So make sure you guys share this on all of your private Facebook groups, all right? So share this in all of the places that that talk about economic empowerment, all your Black conscious community groups, all of that good stuff. Share this, okay? All right, so somebody else who's watching for the first time is Katina Howell. Hey, Katina, how are you doing? So let's go into this a little further. Did you guys see the announcement that Dr. Umar Johnson did talking about his school? If you saw it, I want you to say saw it. If you didn't see it, I want you to say didn't see, all right? So remember, this is a live lecture. I am going to now, for all of you guys that are impatient, just stick around with me. I promise you're going to find value in this. We're going to pull up actual live public record. I have been in banking and finance for 18 years. I have access to databases. I have access to resources, and I'm going to share this with you guys as well, okay? So be patient with me, but this is a live lecture, and I gear more towards my subscribers. So I'm going to get to it. Just be patient. I already hear the trolls typing right now. Get to the point. Hurry up and bash him. I'm not going to bash Dr. Umar Johnson. I've never bashed Dr. Umar Johnson. And let's get into that too. So if you guys, not a Johnny come lately, not a new watcher, not somebody watching for the first time, but somebody that actually is a part of the socialite community. If you follow me, now I want you guys to say this in the comments. Do I hate on Dr. Umar Johnson? I want you to say yes or no. If you think I'm a hater, I want you to say you a hater. If you think that I'm a congratulator, but I just hold him accountable as another orator and another public figure in the African American community, I want you to say sharpen. If you think I'm a hater, I want you to say you're a hater. But if you think that I just hold him accountable, and if you think I'm just using iron sharpens iron, I want you to say sharpen. And we can talk about it, even on the replay. Even on the replay, I want you to participate with me as if you're watching me live. Because my most recent video that I did with him hit 14,000 views, and I was looking at the comments, and some people was like, ha, 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 he got his school, and ha, 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 what do you think now? And I said to myself, these people did not watch this video. Because in that video, I say succinctly, I appreciate what Dr. Umar Johnson is doing, that we need what Dr. Umar Johnson is doing, but as a business consultant, he needs some help on the business side of things, and that's what this is. So I'm going to teach. This is actually, I'm going to send this to Dr. Umar as well. I'm going to text it to him, as well as I'm going to email it to him so he can see this, this is an actual business plan. It's a strategy. I'm going to pull up the public records. I'm going to pull up the appraised value of the school. We're going to break all of this down, and I'm going to pull it up in my database, and this is actually going to be free consulting that I'm giving for Dr. Umar Johnson, because is it a fraud? Is it not a fraud? Does he own it? Does he, there's a promissory note that's floating around the internet. I didn't want to pay to pull that because I don't think it's worth it. But with all the information I did pull, I want you guys to, I'm going to teach on it. So let's go ahead and see. And thank you guys so much for participating. So the first person to participate with me that says, so Corey says, no, I'm not a hater. Thank you so much for that. Garnell Wrighton, who is a successful client of mine, who just got a $500,000 mortgage through our teachings. Garnell, I need to do a one-on-one consultation with you. Not a one-on-one consultation. I really want to do a one-on-one testimonial. I want to bring you up on the screen if that's okay with you, or at least share a phone conversation. So Garnell, if that's okay, let me know, and I want to do it this week if it's possible. So thank you so much for participating, and thank you for your success, Garnell. Matter of fact, all of you guys, I want you guys to tap the thumbs up button right now for Garnell. He just got approved for $500,000 being in my course for 2 years after a bankruptcy. So much success to you, Garnell. And we're going to break this down for all of you guys that are interested in real estate and commercial real estate and being able to flip real estate using business credit. This is the stream for you. So even though we're talking about Dr. Umar Johnson, and even though we're talking about what he's done, and I'm going to break down his flip, I'm still going to show you guys a full report, and we're going to break it all the way down. So even if you don't know who he is, but you find value in that, you will be able to see it. All right. So let's see. Garnell says no. All right. LaTroy says no. Okay. So Corey Smith said, I'm a hater. Thank you so much for watching, Corey. We're going to talk about that. If you think I'm a hater, even by the end of this video, we're going to talk about it. All right. So Priscilla says, I'm new, so you don't know. I appreciate you so much for that, Priscilla. I really appreciate that. So Corey says, it depends. We should stick together. Absolutely. We should stick together. And that's what I do with Dr. Umar Johnson. In that last video, I was saying that he should have been at the platform. I was speaking with Dr. Claude Anderson. I was speaking at the National Black Association's stage. And I was saying that he should be there. And I wasn't saying it meaning that he didn't get an invite or he did get an invite and refused it. I was saying in the fact that he should be speaking on that stage with me, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and other orators, but because of his personality, because of his egotistic nature, and I don't mean it to put him down, I'm just speaking truth to power. Like me, I'm young, fly, and flashy. You dig what I'm saying? I am flashy. I am Flashy the Kid. You dig what I'm saying? You're going to see on my Instagram, I'm going to adorn my daughter and adorn my fiance with the best of things. You're going to see some watches on arms. You're going to see me in some designer suits. I'm flashy. That's me. So if someone says Dean is flashy, I don't think that's negative. That's just real. It is what it is. If they say I'm materialistic, that's because they don't know me and they don't know how much I give and how much I cater. But they're entitled to their opinion. So I know that I'm flashy. I know that I'm boisterous. I know that I'm loud. So these are different attributes about myself that somebody might seem negative. And I'm okay with that. You dig what I'm saying? I'm a grown man, stand 10 toes down. And I believe firm and I believe flat-footed on the reason why I am so flashy that you're going to see $1,000 bottle of champagne on my desk over my back, because it signifies when I open up one of my businesses. You're going to see a humidor filled with $200 and $300 cigars on my desk, because they signify different things. So yes, that's me. I am the economic empowerment guy. You got to see that I got it so that you can understand that you're with me, okay? I have to use that. I have to feed your flesh before I feed your spirit, because I talk about finances. I talk about being economically empowered. So you're going to see me in my home office. You're going to see me with rare exotic plants in the winter time. You're going to see that. The reason why you're going to see that is because I need to show you that it's possible. I need to show you that you can be a black, woke, unapologetic, conscious brother with $1 million home, with your fiance got $30,000 on her finger. You can see these things, and I'm not saying this to impress you, but to impress upon you that if you do what I've done, you can get where I've gotten. I have so many clients that are successful because they enroll into my course and they follow me and they follow the blueprint. So I said all of that to say those are my characteristics that people might find a bit abrasive. And a lot of people are like, hurry up and get to the point. You're talking too much. Hurry up and show me the stuff with Dr. Umar Johnson. Look, this is Dr. Umar Johnson's address. 610 East 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware. This is where he bought the new building. Let me pull the building up again, guys. Hold on for a second. So let me pull the building up again. So I hear all the people saying, hurry up and get to the point. Hold on, guys. This is not clickbait, okay? I'm just ranting and raving, guys. Bear with me for one moment, all right? Bear with me for one moment. Okay, this is the location, all right? This is the location of the school. Now I'm going to show you guys something else. Look, this report was filed out when? Oh, I can't, I wish I had the thing that can make it, you can see the mouse. Let me see if I can make it to where you guys can see the mouse. Give me a second, guys. Properties, interact. I don't want to mess nothing up. Filters. All right, let me make sure I'm on the right one now. Yep, this is the right one. Give me a second, guys. This is live, okay? I'm just going to leave it like it is, guys. I can't make the mouse, but right here, as you can see right here, this was done February the 12th. Can you guys see that? If you can see it, I want you to say, see it. So this was February the 12th at 8:15 a.m. I've been doing research on Dr. Johnson's transaction all day today. I have some consultations scheduled, but I want to make sure you guys can see it, all right? So can you guys see that? Can you see it? Can you see it? All right, can you see it? Can you guys see the report? Yes, it is something I can help him with, Corey, and that's why I'm going to send this to him and also just teach. One of the things that I love that Dr. Umar Johnson said in his last live is that he isn't the best when it comes to economics, which is why he got into the trouble that he got into. And I'm going to teach this, and I'm going to break this entire report down. Like I said, I'm pulling public record. Well, Corey, I'm not going to talk to him privately because I'm an orator. And so, Corey, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I have 22,000 followers. And I'm not trying to hurt him at all. I'm using this as an opportunity to teach, because the same way that I can teach with him, I can teach with so many others. I have videos that has 60,000 views. I am an orator. I'm a business coach. I'm a life coach. So I'm using this as an opportunity to teach. So that's the purpose for this. I'm not tearing them down. I'm not being braggadocious. I'm not saying anything negative towards him at all. I am using this as an opportunity to teach, especially when you are a public figure. That's what you do. Okay, so a lot of you guys can see it. Okay, 87 Kozar say Umar's going to S on us. Well, listen, that's kind of how he is, but we're going to talk about it, okay? All right, so CB Penn says, y'all ready to hate on Umar? I hope Dean says Umar is, yeah, I'm going to talk. I'm going to break all of this down, guys, okay? I'm going to break all of it down. You guys can see it, so I'm going to break it all down, all right? So I want all of you guys to get with me, and I'm going to break the entire thing down. So let's get into it. I did in my introduction. Let's get into this. Once again, like I said, the difference between me and a lot of other conscious community YouTubers is the fact that I'm a CEO and a consultant. So I have to go into detail with the way that I teach and the things that I teach about. So let's go ahead and get into this, guys, okay? So most of you guys said that you saw the video. Did you guys actually see the video of his school? Did you see the school? If you saw the video, I want you to say saw it. If you did not see it, I want you to say didn't see, all right? So if you saw it, I want you to say saw it. If you didn't see, I want you to say did not see, all right? So if you saw it, I want you to say saw it. If you didn't see, I want you to say did not see, all right? We have a few trolls, LaTroy. Yeah, let's get the trolls up out of here. If the trolls are up in here, let's get them up out of here, guys. And speaking of that, let's look at the analytics of the video. All right, we have 106 people watching live. I need 106 of you guys to hit that thumbs up button right now, and I want all 106 of you guys to hit that share button right now. Okay, I want you to share this right now in a private text. Share this in your private Facebook group. I want you to share this right now. All right, guys, we're going to be teaching specifically on, in this we're talking about Dr. Umar Johnson's deal. I'm about to pull up actual public records. We're going to talk about all of this stuff. And then we're also going to show you, I'm going to bring actual footage up to show you guys the actual real estate aspect of it when it comes to purchasing real estate, okay? We're going to break it down, guys. Give me a moment. We're about to get into this. And I know this is a long introduction, but this is live. So just bear with me. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. I want you guys to share this right now in all of your private Facebook groups. I'm about to do the same thing. Share this in all, in the conscious community. Share in all these locations. I'm going to do the same thing that I asked y'all to do. About to do right now. All right. Give me a second, guys. This is live. I know it's live. All right, guys. So thank you so much for your participating. I wanted you guys to see it. So, all right, so most of you guys said that you saw it. All right, Belle, she didn't see it. All right, Raven says she saw it. All right, Berdine said that they saw it. Thank you so much for your participating. Corey said that he saw it. All right, Katina said that they saw it. All right, Corey, I'm teaching right now on Dr. Umar Johnson. If you want to enroll into my course, there's a link at the bottom of every last one of my videos that'll show you how you can go and enroll into the course. Or one of my moderators, drop a link to DCFIOnline.com/enroll so Corey can click on that link and join the course, okay? All right, yeah, so Chantel says, if nobody trolling, if Dean can critique, so can we. Of course, absolutely, you can critique. So I'm not sure what Chantel said. That's the first comment of Chantel I saw, but we're going to break it all the way down. And so now we're talking about it when it comes to the actual deal, all right? So now let me do a temperature check right now of all the people that are watching live. So that's going to let me know how I need to teach, what I need to spend time teaching on. How many of you guys are interested in real estate investing for business? If you're interested in real estate investing on the commercial level using business credit, I want you to give me 3 money bags. Even if you're watching on the replay, I want you to give me 3 money bags. If you're interested in watching this on the conscious community and want to know if Dr. Umar Johnson is legit, if he's a fraud or not, or if he's accurate, I want you to give me 3 black power fists. And if it's both, I want you to give me both. Give me 3 money bags and 3 black power fists. The reason why I'm saying that is because this is a live lecture and I feed off of your energy. So that's going to let me know the direction in which I need to teach on, okay? So let me know in the direction I need to teach on. Thank you guys so much for your patience. All right. Let's see. I need to know. Thank you guys so much. I need you guys to participate with me. All right, so some of you guys are talking about his 501c3. Yeah, he had one in 2017. It got revoked, and I'm going to teach about this. And another thing, too, is that some people, they just don't know. People perish for lack of knowledge. While you guys are commenting on that, I'm waiting for you guys to come on the screen. So while you guys are commenting on that, I will say this. This is one of the things in the African American community that we do, and it's a double-edged sword. This is what get a lot of pastors in trouble, and this is what get a lot of people like Dr. Umar in trouble. Just because we're great at one thing doesn't mean we're great at all things. And what happens is that in the African American community, we need a hero so bad. We need someone that's going to speak truth to power for us so bad. They put a lot of the leaders on a pedestal, and they make them very iconoclastic, and they make them icons as if they can't do any wrong. But the same way that when the wind blow, I get cold, if Dr. Umar Johnson, if Dr. Boyce Watkins, if Dr. Jamal Bryant or Creflo Dollar or Malik Ali Shabazz, whomever, when the wind blow, they get cold because we are human beings just like you guys are human beings as well. And so what happens is that we put people on a pedestal. Now, people that feed into that godlike complex, then they start to walk around as if they can't do any wrong. And one of the things that I appreciate, that I can see a growth in Dr. Umar Johnson, is the fact that he apologized for a mistake that he made with the young lady in 2015. He apologized for the mistake that he made when it came to GoFundMe. And that's his most recent live. And I can appreciate that from him because that shows growth on his part, okay? So that's one of the things that I just want to reiterate with you guys. So just because someone is good at one thing doesn't make them good at everything. Just because they're expert on one thing doesn't make them an expert on all things. Okay, so it looks like most of you guys are giving me the money bag. So I'm going to use this mostly to talk about the aspects of the real estate side of things. Okay, so Scorpio 16 gave me the money bags. Thank you so much for that. All right, Ralph gave me both to get the money bags and the signs. Fresh Air Brown is in the building. Client of mine gave me the money bags. All right, absolutely. So King says, why does all this matter? King Lavender, the reason why this matters is because we're teaching truth to power, and this channel is dedicated to economic empowerment through entrepreneurship. So the reason why it matters is because I'm going to show you and everyone else watching how you're able to get a successful business, whether you're purchasing a school or you're purchasing a church or you're purchasing a restaurant or you're purchasing a auto mechanic shop or you're purchasing a car dealership or a laundromat. You can substitute school for whatever your heart's desire is, and at the end of this video you're going to see how to evaluate, get an appraisal, see the actual factual benefits of purchasing that school. So that's the purpose of why it's valuable, okay? That's the reason why this is important, all right? So most of you guys are interested in the financial aspects of it, so let's get into it. So the very first thing is this. So whenever you're going to get a property, whether you're purchasing a piece of property for your home or you're purchasing commercial use, you need to get a full report. There is the number one reason why people fail is because they're underplan, okay? The number one best-selling book of all times that taught me how to be the best business consultant I can be says that when a man goes to build a house but doesn't first count the cost, if he doesn't have enough to finish it, he will be ridiculed. So it's very important for you to do your due diligence to understand. So this here is a report that was done today. And this is on the 610 East 17th Street, which is the location of Dr. Umar Johnson School, okay? So for all of you guys who saw the video, this is the location for the school, all right? Now, in this report, Right now, there's a total of 25 alerts. Let me make myself smaller so you guys can see. Bam, and put myself down here. There we go. So there's a total of 28 alerts, 17 concerns, and 8 benefits. The reason why I'm showing this to you guys is because this is the process that I went through when I first started investing in real estate at the age of 18. When I first started flipping real estate, this is what my mentor taught me, and I do even to this day when it comes to my properties. So this is like I said, this report started at 8 a.m. Right now, the time is 2 o'clock. I've been doing research and pulling up records. Like I said, there is a promissory note floating around. I didn't want to pay for that because I don't think that's irrelevant. I think it's irrelevant. But to answer your questions, for everybody to say that Dr. Umar Johnson is a scam artist and all this other stuff, this is a legit deal, guys. So I'm going to show you guys the receipts that this is a legit deal. So the very first thing is this. When you guys are interested in real estate, the very first thing you need to do is you need to do a report, okay? So you guys with me, all right? Are you guys with me? If you're with me, I want you to say with you, all right? I need to know if you guys are still with me. If you're with me, I want you to say with you. All right? If you're with me, I want you to say with you. This is a live lecture, guys, okay? Unlike anything you've ever seen before. I'm not just talking. I'm not just on here just to talk, to bump my gums, okay? All right, so James says I'm 100% right. Absolutely. I appreciate that. James says I'm 100% right. All right, so someone said Umar bit off more than he can chew. We're going to talk about that in this. And there's a possibility that could have been the case, but I'm teaching truth to power by the end of this video. If he needs it, he'll be able to definitely finish this deal the right way. I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm also going to show you guys where you can get grant money, where Dr. Umar Johnson will get grant money to pay for his school. I'm going to break this all the way down. So this is $500 worth of consulting that I'm giving to you for free, Dr. Umar Johnson. Whether you like it, whether you receive it or not, like I said, I'm going to make sure that I give it to you. But once again, I am giving you, Dr. Umar Johnson, $500 worth of consulting for free so that you can make sure that this school is legit. I pulled up all the records. I pulled up the statistics. I pulled up the appraised value. I pulled up all of this information so that we can go ahead and move forward, okay? So you guys are with me, so let's go ahead and do it, all right? All right, so Surfing says, apologize, Dean. Let me listen. LOL, you're with me. Thank you so much for that. Surfing, Tang, I don't know what your last name is, but it's just say surfing, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for you guys participating with me, all right? You guys are with me. So the very first thing is this. All right, so one cool thing about this is that because Dr. Umar Johnson is wanting to build a school for black boys, these things are very good when it comes to his demographic for investors as well as grants. As a business consultant, I would have Dr. Umar Johnson to focus a lot of what he gets in the future from actual government grant money versus actual loans. Now, this is me talking as a business consultant. Now, let's take a step back, guys. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson is a Garveyite. So that's something that's very important because I've reached out to him before and he wasn't as reluctant to receive my help because I specialize in business credit, banking, and finance. I teach you how to get funding. I teach you how to start and grow a business. But Dr. Umar Johnson is a Garveyite. So that means that they don't believe in getting loans and getting funding, which is a mistake. If I was what Dr. Umar Johnson, he 4 years ago, he started to raise funds. He has raised $750,000 to this date with GoFundMe. He has raised over $750,000, which was more than enough for him to start his school on the level that he was on. One of the biggest problems that we have in the African American community is we want everything to be, we want to start at the top. We want to have a 5,000 square foot school. We want to have perfect attendance and we want to start at the top. Now, the problem with that is in the business world, you're not going to get any funding just like that. You're not going to do that. When you're planting a church or you're planting a business or you're planting a ministry or you're planting a auto body mechanic shop or wherever you're planting in the community, we always want to start off booming off the gate. But I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to break this down. I've been researching this all morning and I am going to show If anybody wants to purchase anything when it comes to commercial real estate, whether it be a multifamily community complex, if you follow these steps, you will be able to have success, because I broke this all the way down for him and for you as well. And one of the things that one of the lenders I'm going to show you guys will give you $5 million if you are moving locations. Watch this, guys, okay? Moving locations, they will give you $5 million if you're moving locations. What does that mean? That means if Dr. Umar Johnson would have started off in a small little school with only 2 rooms, if he built his business a proper way, out of this 4 years, he could have easily gotten a $5 million loan just to move his location. So I want everyone to say, if you're with me, I want you to say move, all right? I want you to say move, not start, but move, all right? So as you guys know, I teach on underwriting guidelines. That's what makes my courses so successful, is because I teach on underwriting guidelines, and I teach you what the banks want you to see in order to get approved. So if you are starting up, like if you're a brand new startup, that loan that I'm talking about would not work for you. But if, let's say, you're already existing and you're working, and you want to move, or you want to purchase the place that you're leasing from, they will give you up to $5 million to move. So I want everyone to say move. All right, so Chantel says, I probably weren't the only one trying to help. Absolutely, it's possible. Okay, so LaTroy says move. Thank you for participating. Corey says move. Thank you. Kenneth says move. Rahim says move. Khadijah says move. Thank you so much for that. Absolutely, move. All right, move. So now, what I would have coached Dr. Umar Johnson on was to start where you were. So right now today, he has $750,000. Now we're going to break all of this down, but let's go ahead and look at this. Now, this is for the purposes of the grants, because I'm going to show you guys grant money that's set aside specifically for people like Dr. Umar Johnson. So I'm going to show you guys that, but these numbers are important first, all right? So there are 28 alerts, and we need to know what those 28 alerts are. There are 17 concerns. We need to know what those 17 concerns are, and there are 8 benefits. We need to know what they are. So one thing about this is that the crime index is very high. That's a good thing for helping underprivileged, marginalized individuals. And I'm not saying this to be predatory. I'm not saying this to be opportunistic. I'm saying this from an analytical business aspect of it. If you're wanting to help the underprivileged community, if you're wanting to help the marginalized community, if you want to start a nonprofit to help single mothers, or you wanted to start a nonprofit to help young black boys or young black girls, if you're wanting to start a nonprofit and to get funding for that, you want to be located, your business wants to be located where it can be affected immediately. If you're wanting to be in the upper side of town, the best side of town, let's say, like for instance, if I start a church, if I plant a church, I'm going to plant a church where they need the help. Now, I'm not going to live there. I ain't going to lie to you, make it sound fly to you. I'm still going to be about 45 minutes, an hour away in $1 million complex, $1 million neighborhood. But as far as where I go to help, I'm going to be there, but where I live is a different place. So that's why this is very important, because I found grant money for Dr. Umar Johnson today based on these statistics. Now he didn't hire me to do this. I just got excited about this because I'm excited that he got the building, and I was also doing research to figure out if it was true or not. And I got all of this. I'm about to share this with you guys, okay? All right. Thank you so much, Harpin. Absolutely. So thank you so much for telling everybody to share, Bill, my beautiful fiance. Thank you so much for that, sweetheart. All right. So let's get into this. So the very first thing is 28 alerts, 17 concerns, 8 benefits. So the crime is very high. So because the crime is very high, that means that there's a lot of grant and city money that's available for that. Formal local drug labs. So the good thing is that this was not a formal drug lab, because sometimes, I don't know if you've ever seen Flip This House, you'll see a lot of properties that used to be meth labs. And so if it's meth labs, that means that you have to actually tear down the wall and tear down the asbestos. And so a lot of times people talk about trap houses. Look, that's the very second thing is if it's a trap house or not. So did you guys know what did you know a trap house meant? That is either a house where people sold drugs out of, or where people made drugs to sell out of there. They either sold and made drugs from the same location, or they either sold drugs from an abandoned house. So that's what a trap house comes from, or a bando. If you knew that, I want you to say knew that. If you didn't know, I want you to say OMG. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to participate with me as if you're watching live. I want you to make a mind-muscle connection with this content and make sure that you subscribe so the next time I'm live, you can participate with me as well as if you are watching me live, okay? So if you knew that, I want you to say knew that. If you didn't know that, I want you to say OMG. We're going to get down to it in a minute, okay, guys? I'm waiting for you guys to participate with me. All right, so Nyla says that you're taking a break from editing. How you been doing, love? Nyla, how are you doing? You're doing very well. So Nyla is, as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know another good YouTuber that has really good commentary, go to Nyla Says. She is very unapologetic and she's very bold, and I like to listen to some of her commentary. Sometimes she can get on my nerve. We've gone back and forth a couple of times on the platforms, but she's still a very strong black YouTuber, and I celebrate her. So go follow Nyla Says It. If you're watching this on the replay, click on the live chat. You'll see her what's they call that? Avatar, a profile picture. Click on that. That'll take you directly over to her channel. All right, so Nala says that she knew that. James knew that. So Ryan didn't know that. OMG. Thank you for participating. All right. Rashida said OMG. Corey says OMG. Didn't know that. Yeah. So it's very important. Truth to power. Teach. Absolutely. Timothy Hall. Thank you so much for that. All right. So it's very important that you guys know this is the type of report you need to pull. So for instance, if you see a property that's $5,000, but if it comes up that it used to be a meth lab or a drug lab, you're going to have to take that all the way down to bare bones. So because this is very important. So this is the information that lenders look at. So remember, I come from a background in banking and finance, and this is how you go through underwriting. So if you ever want to position something to a banker as a property, this is the information that we pull, all right? So this is very important. I'm taking you guys behind the veil of what an evaluation of a property looks like, okay? Right here where it says overall rating is good, it's a B. Let me tell you the reason why this is very good is because Dr. Umar Johnson has a school. So because he has a school, you need to know when you're investing in real estate, you need to know what the other demographics are in that area. So he has a school, and the reason why this is important because I'm going to show you guys the other schools that are in the area when it comes to talking about the appraised value. I'm going to show you the appraised value of this deal. Thank you guys so much for your patience. So, all right, so you guys are with me? All right. You guys are with me? Did I lose you? I hope I didn't lose you with when I tried to do that extension. Are you guys with me still? If you're with me, I want you to say with you. And I know this is a long video. I warned you. This was a long video. We're going to get to it. Okay. All right. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? I think something must have went wrong, but let's go ahead and move forward. So let's go ahead and move forward on the matter. So let's go ahead and look at, let's go ahead and break this down when it comes to the math of the matter. I don't know what's going on with it. I think I must have made a mistake. I must have made a mistake in some way, shape, or form. But okay, Tim is with me. All right, there we go. It's just a major delay. Let's just go ahead and break this all the way down, guys. So let's just go ahead and break this all the way down. So let's go and look at the actual property value and the appraised value of this project. Let's go ahead and break this all the way down. Let's go ahead and break it all the way down. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of the financial aspects of the deal, okay? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right, so this right here, the last time, now the thing about it is this, Dr. Umar Johnson is doing a private lease, okay? He's doing a private lease from the owners of the company, from the owners of the property. So he currently has $750,000 of funds set aside. He is doing a promissory note, kind of like a lease purchase. If you get a house and if the person owns the house outright, and if you can't qualify for a mortgage, they could either rent the property out to you or do a lease purchase where they're operating as the bank. They're leasing the property. So Dr. Umar Johnson is leasing to own the property as a promissory note. Now, I don't know the details of what that promissory note is. Like I said, that promissory note is floating around, but I did not want to pull that, but I did want to pull this right here. So originally the property was sold for $1,249,000. All right, $1,249,000 was the last time the property was sold. Now, what I'm going to do is show you guys the last appraised value of the property. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the last appraised value of the property. Based on public record, and the importance of this, okay? So 610 East 17th Street. There we go. 610 East. There we go. It's messing me up. All right, give me a second, guys. Let me go back to studio mode so it don't mess up. All right, 610 East. There we go. Give me a second, guys. All right, so we're breaking this all the way down. All right, so we're breaking this all the way down, guys. So let me show you guys something that's very important. So you guys see right here, I really wanted to have that mouse where I could show you, but let's see if I can make this bigger, live and direct. Yeah, there we go. I can't make it bigger. So let's see. Give me a second, guys. I can make it bigger. Boom, ba boom, ba boom, boom. I can make it bigger. Give me a second, guys. I can make it bigger. So that way I can teach in grave detail. All right. This is very important. So where we at? All right, you guys are with me. Here we go. So as you guys can see right here, the assessment or the estimated value of the property, the last time that it was done, the estimated value of the property as is was $2,040.90. The improvements they said was done to the property was at $1,990,000. Now, most of the time, you're going to have to get a updated appraisal. The way that you know if the property is good or not is by looking at comps, okay? So let's do a temperature check. Do you guys know what comps are? If you know what comps are, I want you to say, I know. If you know what comps are, I want you to say, I know. If you don't know what comps are, I want you to say, don't know. If you know, I want you to say, I know. If you don't know, I want you to say, don't know. What comps are. Comps are comparables. All right. Comps are comparables or to what is compared to the area when you're doing an appraisal. Now, appraisals cost anywhere for a commercial building, they're going to be around $1,100 or $1,200. But if you're doing your own research and you're doing your due diligence, this is what you're going to need to know so that you can figure out if it's a good deal or not. Because a lot of people want to know if it's a good deal. Like, have you ever looked at a piece of real estate and wondered if it's a good deal or not? Let me know. I want you to say, have you ever? Say yes. If not, I want you to say no. I want you guys to participate with me, okay? Even if you're watching on the replay, I want you to participate with me as if you are watching me live, all right? Even if you're watching on the replay. I want you to participate with me as if you are watching me live, okay? We have a total of 120 people watching live right now. I want all 120 of you guys to hit that like button and hit that share button right now. Share this on your Facebook and share this on all your social media platforms. I want you to share this. All right, if you know, I want you to say, I know. If you don't know, I want you to say, don't know. All right, so Mosi says, I know. Okay, good stuff. All right, so Maurice says, don't know. All right, thank you so much. Zoe Cole is in the building. Hey, Precious, how are you doing? Zoe says, I know. So this is how you figure out if a deal is good or not, based on the comps, based on what's going on in the community, in the area. So other schools, the average estimated value of the school is $2,040,000. All right, that's the average estimated value of the school is $2,040,000. Let me tell you the reason why that's so important. The reason why that's so important is because you right now today, watch this. If you have a 620 FICO score or higher, okay? If you have a 620 FICO score or higher, you can get a commercial real estate loan for the purposes of investment as long as there is 30% equity in the deal. If you have a 620 or higher, you can get a commercial real estate deal that has 30% equity in the deal. All right, that's why this is important. All right, so we're talking about Dr. Umar Johnson and his business plan. So let's do this. All right, guys, we're talking about the business plan for the school. Let's break this down. So if you have, now let's do the math on this. All right, so if the property appraises for $2,900,000 times 30%. That means it's $612,000 that is left in the. That's $612,000 that's left in the transaction. So let me go ahead and come over here and show you guys this calculator. So the importance of this. So if the value is $2 million, what do you say? It was $2 million. Let's just be conservative and say round numbers. Just say $2 million. All right. $2 million, and we had 30%, that is $1,400,000. All right? That's $1,400,000. If you're with me, I want you to say 1.4. Even if you're watching me on the replay, I want you to participate with me as if you're watching me live. I want you to say, if you're with me, I want you to say 1.4, okay? So I want you to say 1.4. If you're with me, I want you to say 1.4. I'm going to break this down for you guys. We're doing a business model as if we're doing a business plan for Dr. Umar Johnson with the school. If you're with me, I want everyone to say 1.4, all right? So that means that with the 620 credit score, so 620 now, even if you don't have a 620 credit score, but with a 620 credit score, whether you're using public money or using donations or whatever, you can get a loan of 70% of the value. All right. So in this case, it's 1.4. So I want everyone to say, if that's with me, I want you to say 1.4. Okay. I want all of you guys to say 1.4. If you're with me, I want you to say 1.4. And the first person to participate was Raven Jones, says 1.4. Thank you so much for that, Raven. The CAD aficionado says 1.4. Thank you so much for that. Khadijah says 1.4. Thank you so much for that. So that means that he's able to, in this particular scenario, let's get back to the scenario, okay? In this particular scenario, a lender with a 620 score will lend $1.4 million on this property valued at $2 million, okay? So they would lend 1.4 on this value of the school. So let me go back and give me a second, guys. Let me go back and make this thing bigger again. Get it in the right aspect ratio, because I made it too big. I wanted you guys to see. So this is important. So once again, so we're saying that he would be able to get $1.4 million if he had a 620 score, just with a 620 score, all right? With a 620 score, he would be able to get 1.4. So let's go back to where we are. So let's, all intents and purposes, let's go back to all intents and purposes, go back to the public record of where we at. He gets the property because the property is dilapidated. The property's been sitting for quite some time. Let's say he does a promissory note of 1.2. All right. So he does a promissory note of 1.2. Thank you guys so much for participating with me. All right. So he does a promissory note of 1.2. So without having to put any money down at all, without having to put any skin in the game for this particular property, he can get 1.4. So let's say, for instance, if he was wise enough and he got, let's see, if he was wise enough and let's say he negotiated at 1.249, just in that case, that means that, hold on for 1 second. That means that he has $151,000 left in that he's able to pull out when he closes on the deal. If you guys are with me, I want you to say with you. So he can get a loan for 70% value with a 620 FICO. He can get a loan for 70% value at a 620 FICO. And that means that he could pull out up to 1.4. If you are, if he's able to, say for instance, he was wise enough to get it at the 1.2 because it's just been sitting. Say he's wise enough to get it at 1.2, that means that he has an extra 151 in carrying cost. All right, he has an extra 151 in carrying cost. If you're with me, I want you to say with you, okay? All right. Are you guys with me? I need you guys to participation. Boom, 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 boom. Are you guys with me? I guess most of you guys just must be watching. Thank you so much for that. You're with me. Thank you so much for that. Thank you very much for that. There we go. I know I'm getting into detail right now, so I'm getting into detail right now. My computer's going a bit slow. Okay. Thank you so much for that, baby. With you. Thank you. There we go. So that means that Dr. Umar Johnson will be able to acquire the property and have an additional $151,000 left over. Now check this out. Remember, he also has $750,000 already saved up. So he already has $750,000 saved up. He already has $750,000 saved up, and he would get $151,000 in acquiring the property. Now, one thing that Dr. Umar Johnson said, which is very true, is that in order to build a project, you have to acquire it, then you have to renovate it, and then you have to acquire it, you have to renovate it, and then you have to facilitate it. You have to actually live in it. So you have to occupy it. Now, you have to buy it, renovate, and occupy. So he's acquired control of the property. Say, for instance, he acquired because he has a promissory note of, let's say, 1.2. He can go to an investor, get 70% of that, then he's at 1.4. The rest of it is carrying cost. So let's do the math. So $750,000 he already has saved up, plus $151,000 that he has left in it. That means that he has a total of $900,001 in actual cash capital. Are you with me? Do you follow me? If you follow me, I want you to say got it. If you have a question, ask your question below, okay? If you're with me, I want you to say got it. All right? So that means that he has now cash of $901,000 because of the $750 he has saved up, plus the extra $150 that he has that he has left over from that loan. This is very important, guys, and I'm going to bring up the calculator with me, okay? Let's talk about it. Yes, so James says he would need operating capital. That's what we're talking about, James. I'm about to break this down, okay? I'm about to break this all the way down, the operating capital, as well as we're about to break this all the way down on how he's able to get funding for this. So absolutely. So James is absolutely correct. James Williams says he's going to need operating capital. So remember, he already has $750,000 in cash that he has saved up. So for you, instead of it being cash from donors, it could be $750,000 in business credit. It can be $750,000 of cash money saved up. It doesn't have to be investors. It can be $750,000 in working capital loan. It could be $750,000 in another real estate transaction that you have that you're going to pull cash out. So he has $750,000 that he already has saved up, as well as $151,000 left over from the loan. So let's do the math on this, okay? You with me? Give me a second, guys. I need to pull one more thing up. Give me a second. Now, in order for you to do this type of transaction, you're going to have a strategy. This isn't something that you do, especially on this level. You're not just going to be able to do this type of deal and think you can just turn around and get out of it. In order for you to get out of this deal, you have to have your exit strategy already set up. And I'm going to show you what, if I was consulting Dr. Umar Johnson, what his exit strategy would be. Bear with me for one moment. Now, 9 times out of 10, he's going to get a bad interest rate. All right, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I'm pulling up a calculator. Let me move this. I don't need this anymore. Boom, get rid of this. And this is live. Thank you guys so much for your patience. There we go. Give me a second, guys. I'm actually pulling up the interest rates right now for an interest-only loan, because that type of loan is interest-only. So I want to be exact about it. All right. So let's calculate this, guys, okay? So with this, 9 times out of 10, Dr. Umar Johnson will get a interest-only loan. So when you're getting these type of loans, they're interest-only, all right? 9 times out of 10, the interest rate will be 7% on average, okay? The interest rate on average is going to be 7%. So on this type of mortgage, that means that his mortgage will be $8,166, all right? So we have $8,166. I want somebody to be my stenographer. Write this down in the comments. And even if you want to participate with me on the replay, this will be fun for you to do if this is something you're interested in. So I want everyone to write down $8,166. So if you want to be my stenographer and you want to participate with me, this is a live workout of if this is a good deal or not. If this right here is a good deal for Dr. Umar Johnson. So we're writing down $8,166. So that is what his interest payment will be. So I definitely want James to write that down. Who was that who said that who said he need operating costs? So I definitely want you to write it down to participate with me as well. All right. James Williams. So 8,000. So 8,100, and let's be conservative, just say $8,200. So he needs $8,200 to cover his monthly mortgage. All right. Now remember, he has and let's just be conservative, say he has $900,000 saved up. So now he needs to get the property in running condition. And let's be conservative. Let's say, for instance, he says it needs $1 million He says it needs $900,000 for rehab. I saw the property. From what I saw, it didn't necessarily need that. But let's just be conservative, and let's say if he invested $200,000 in cleaning the place up, getting it functional, because there was no major damage exterior, there were no foundation issues, there were no roof issues. Let's even say $300,000. Let's say it takes him $300,000 to get that property together. So out of the $900,000 that he has, minus $300,000, that's a total of $600,000 that he has left. If you guys are with me and you're ready to work this math out, I want you to say 600K, all right? If you're with me and you're able to work and you're wanting to work the math out, I want everyone to say 600K, all right? Say 600K. If you're with me, I want you to say 600K, all right? If you're with me, I want you to say 600K. 600K. All right? All right. Thanks so much for that, Win. He wrote it down. Good stuff. I appreciate that. Yeah, so Amber says, yes, he has $750 in savings that he will use to cover the 30% down payment, equity payment, and over $100,000 he can keep from the loan. No. So this type of loan, because there's enough equity in the property, the $750 he has in reserves. So the lender, this lender will lend up to 70% because they know that it's a good deal. So the $750 he still has. This is what we're going to use to work this deal out. So we're saying that he's going to invest $300,000 into cleanup, into paint, to get it like it needs to be. We're going to do $300,000 to get it like it needs to be. Okay, thanks so much for participating, right? All right. So you guys are with me, right? Now, let's do a temperature check. And I'm going to show you guys how easily this deal could work for Dr. Johnson. One second, guys. All right, so now this is very important. This is very, very important, all right? Now, let's go back to the actual reports. Let's go back to the actual report. So I got to show you guys something. This is how you figure out if the deal is good or not. So he has invested $300,000 into the fixing the place up, getting it to where it needs to be. He now has $600,000 left over. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson has a mortgage of $8,000 a month, right? Now, the cool thing about this is, let's look at his competition, which is why it's very important. Let's go and look at the schools in the area. That's why this report is so very important, because it shows the demographic in the area. Let's go to his schools so you can figure out if it's a good enough deal or not. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Where we at? Where we at? Where is it at? Comparable. Where we go? Where we go? I just saw it. Hold on. Give me a moment. Here we are, local schools. Here we are. So on the population of the local schools. So remember, this is important for Dr. Johnson. So we need to know the demographic for the schools, right? So there are 3 major schools that's within the proximity. 2.49 miles away is Lombardi Elementary School, which is an A- rating. We got Brandywine High School, 9 through 12, which is 3.59 miles away, and Springer Middle School, which is 3.93 miles away. So I'm thinking that the 2 demographics that he would need to focus on would be C and B, right? The one that's Brandywine and Springer. So if we look at Brandywine, there's a total of 906 students at Brandywine, and there's a total of 881 students at Springer Middle. Watch this, okay? There's a total of 906 at Brandywine and 881 at Springer. So let's say, for instance, so remember, I want everyone to do the math with me. So that's a total. So if we're just saying We're just saying 1,787 potential clients that he has for his school, all right? And let's just be conservative. Let's be conservative, and out of that, let's say he gets 10%, all right? So if he gets 906, let's say we're conservative, let's say he gets 10%. So 10% will be 179 students. So let's be generous because he's Dr. Umar Johnson and it's the black community. Let's say he gets 200 students, right? So you guys are with me, 200 students, all right? So I want everyone that is doing this exercise along with me, even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to participate with me. I want everyone to say 200 students, all right? I want everyone to say 200 students. Say 200 students. 200 students, all right? I want everyone to say 200 students. All right, guys, thank you so much for participating with me. Let's see how many people we got watching live right now. I want all of you guys to hit that like button, and I want you guys to hit the share button right now. We have 76 people watching live right now. I want all of you guys to hit that like button and the share button. They need to hire me. I can't work with them like that. This is me just doing this for them, okay? All right. Well, no, I didn't try to get him to hire me. I just wanted to just pull his coattail and give him some information on things. I wasn't trying to get him. I'm too busy with everything else I got going on. And Dr. Umar Johnson, I would definitely love to work with him on the speaking platform when it comes to events, talking on stage with him. But as far as doing this, I can't do this with him, because one thing that I've discovered with Dr. Umar Johnson and others is that when it comes to the Garvey movement is the same, like something that's very apropos about this is but Marcus Garvey was a phenomenal leader when it came to organizing, when it comes to being popular, but he was not very good when it comes to business mindset. And that's one of the things that Dr. Umar Johnson has to learn from, because the reason why Marcus Garvey failed was because he did not have the economic acumen to handle the steamships and the steamboats. He overpaid for his third and fourth steamboat that caused his ruin. He got caught up into fraudulent activity with the funds, which got him incarcerated. And I don't want that to happen to my brother, Dr. Umar. So that's the reason why I'm sharing this. So I want everyone with me. Come on now. I want you to say 200 students. All right. I see you guys commenting. I want you to say 200 students. All right. Look at the black population. Yes. Look at the black population. Look at the population. Look at the female and male. So out of this, 51% of the elementary school is male. And you know what? That takes it into more consideration, because 48% is male at that school and 50% is male at that school. So I think it's very good to just say 10%. Let's just say 10%. Okay, 200 students. Thank you so much. 200 students. Okay, 200 students. All right. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson, so now with all intents and purposes, Dr. Umar Johnson has acquired the property, right? He has acquired the property. He invested $300 into getting the property together, and he now has the ability to have 200 students to come into the school, 200 students. Now, with those 200 students, let's do the math, all right? Now, this is how Dr. Umar Johnson is able to make this deal a solid deal for him. He has a total of 200 students. Now, if you look at the average cost, and this is the type of research that you do, when you look at the average cost of private schools in Delaware, wait a moment, guys. My computer's going extremely slow. All right, extremely slow. Extremely slow. They're about to give me some pop-up. The average cost of students in Delaware ranges from $7,770 for the year all the way up to $13,030 for the year. So let's be conservative and let's get on the lower side. All right, let's get on the lower side. And that's 65. So roughly $65 a month is the lower side for is the lower side for students in the area. So $65. So let's just say, for instance, he's Dr. Umar Johnson. Let's say it's $75. So you have $75 per month for his enrollment into the school times 200 people. That is $15,000 of income that can come in from his enrollment. So if he only has 200 students that pay $75 a month, that is $15,000 that's coming in. And we're being conservative, all right? $15,000 a month that's coming in. So I want everyone to say 15K. 15K. Now I'm going to show you how he can easily get that 15K because of the demographic that he's in. He can easily get that 15K, have the government pay for it by having the students fill out forms. I don't know if you guys saw my other website. On my other website, I did a teaching on grants, of all of the grants that were available. I'm going to pull up that database and look at all the government grants that are available in the area. And because you are set up the right way, you're in that proper demographic, there's $15,000 per month that he has that can come in for that. All right, that's just being conservative. So $75 times 200 students. There we go. All right, bear with me for one moment, guys. I'm pulling up all the grants in the area, and we're going to walk this thing out. So we're just talking about how he's able to structure the business for the first, just how he's able to structure the business for the first 12 months, all right? So we're being conservative, and let's say he has 200 students that are paying $75. Everything I'm learning from Dean, this is you're taking to Africa. Okay, awesome. That's good stuff. You can definitely do this in Africa as well. Absolutely. Definitely do this in Africa. All right. So when it comes to grant programs, let's look at the grant programs that are in the area. Let me pull up the database of the grants. I was looking at them earlier that are in the area for education grants. Now, the key is to be able to basically survive for a year. I'm going to show you where the key is basically for him to be able to survive for a year. So right now he has so he'll have $15,000 coming in. He'll have $15,000 coming in. He'll have $15,000 coming in by being conservative. We're saying we're being conservative when it comes to the numbers. We're saying that he'll only get 200 students. Dr. Umar Johnson can easily get more than that. We're saying that they're only going to pay $75, when in actuality, people pay $100 for their kids. So we're just being conservative and say that they're paying $75 a month, where people easily pay, like I pay $1,500 a month for my daughter's school. And so we're just being conservative, and let's say $75 a month. Matter of fact, let's be a little more realistic, okay? Let me be a little more realistic. Let me ask you guys, if you guys had, so I can change my numbers, if you guys could pay $100 a month to have your kid go to a school that was predominantly African American, that taught about African American excellence, would you pay $100 a month? So if that's the case, that's $20,000. Would you? Would you? If you guys could, let's be more conservative. Let's give Dr. Umar Johnson a little more credit. Let's say you would pay $100. But the cool thing about it, there's so many government programs that are out there that if Dr. Umar Johnson signed up for the government program, that the government will actually pay for the child's tuition. And that's what I'm pulling up right now, the actual name of the grant that you could pull up that will pay for the school and how much money is set aside for this. Give me a moment, guys. I'm actually pulling it up right now. And say who is eligible. Boom, boom, boom. How much funds are available for it. Boom, 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 boom. Computer's going a bit slow, guys. Yeah, we're talking about that right now. We're talking about the overhead. We're doing everything. Most people say yes. Most people say yes. Absolutely. Now, this is just all speculation. This is what happens when you are putting together a strategy and you're putting the plan together. This is how banks figure out if it's a lendable deal or not, if it's good. There's a lot of different things that we don't quite know. There's a lot of things that we just don't quite know if it's good or not. So we're looking at all the education grants right here. So these are all the different grants that are available. So this is a database of all the different educational grants, and we're going to show. I was looking at it earlier today. Let's go all the way down to education. There's 652 grants that are available specifically for education. So what happens is that when you have grants specifically for education, it's easier for you to get a grant as a parent if the organization has the ability to receive the grant. And so with Dr. Umar Johnson focusing on grants in the underfunded community, you will be able to see the different grants that he have available to him. All right, so here, let's look at this grant right here. It's posted for educational purposes. This is all for education and income. It's loading the grant information, guys. All right, so this is how you can figure out, you can build it out. So right now, the estimated total program funded $6,431,000. The award ceiling is $475,000. The award floor means the minimum amount that you can get is $180,000 for this grant program. So as an organization, Dr. Umar Johnson can easily position himself to receive this type of grant. And this is, then what happens is that have your students and your parents to fill the forms out to submit it, and he would easily be able to receive these type of funds for this type of grant program to cover the cost of his school. So the cool thing about it is that the first year, it covers the cost of his school. So then the second year, we're talking about how he's able to get out of that the high interest loan and get into something that's more conservative. Because remember, it's steps to this. A lot of times when we think about when we're wanting to get into deals, we want it to be over and done with immediately, but no, there's steps to it. So we're talking about how he's able to survive his first year, because there are banks that will not lend you any funds if you're not able to survive your first year. All right, so these funds are, let's look at the description. It says, each funding opportunity is synopsis information for federal registration, application ratio. Let's go. This is the one that I was looking at earlier. Let's look at the eligibility for this. So it's for a private, nonprofit organization may apply for a grant to operate. So even if you're not a 501c3, but if you are a private, nonprofit. So remember, there's a difference. Now, in my online course, I teach guys, see, listen, there's a difference between being nonprofit and being a 501c3. Nonprofit is a organization where you're saying that you're not going to make a profit. But 501c3 is an actual status you get from the government that says that you're tax exempt. So you can be a nonprofit and not go through the 501c3 status. And if you own a school, or if you own any type of educational industry, or not education industry, if you own a school or a trade school or a ministry or something along those lines, and you taught a trade or you taught a skill, you can get this grant and the government can pay for it, okay? The government can pay for it. So let's go back and look at this type of grant. So this is the type of grant that would easily take care of the tuition, and this was just posted February the 8th, 2019. So that being said, he could have easily, if he wanted to build everything out, so let's do the math. So he has $20,000 coming in. All right, so let's do the math. We have $20,000 coming in because we're saying that, all right, these 200 students will pay $100 a month, $20,000 coming in. That's what he has coming in. Now, minus that, let's go over operating expenses. For that type of building, we're already looking at the mortgage on it. The mortgage we said was $8,200. All right, that's $11,800 that he has left over. So out of that $11,800 that he has left over, now this is just for the tuition. Then we're not talking about the school lunches and the food. There's a lot of different food and school programs that are available for those type of things. But we're just talking about general operating for 12 months. I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because once he has that general operating for 12 months, then he can go and get a traditional loan. And I'm going to show you what that looks like, because he has to be able to survive for 12 months. If you're getting into a real estate deal that you're going to buy and hold, you have to be able to hold it for 12 months. So now he has $11,800 left over. So let's do the math, all right? So we got $20,000 coming in, all right? Minus the he has $20,000 coming in, minus the $8,200 for the mortgage. So $11,800 left over. So let's say for the school, let's say the utilities for the school and everything just might be $5,000. All right, utilities for the school. So he's still at a profit of $6,800 as a profit from the funds that come in. So out of that $6,800 for the profit, that's not a lot. But remember, he has reserves. Remember, he still has $600,000 left over. So we're talking about how he's able to float for the year. So let's go ahead and say out of that $600,000 that he has, now he's going to have to start paying salaries. So let's say for himself, and let's say for 4 teachers, and if an average teacher makes $30,000 a year, so that's a total of $666 a month. I mean, $666 a week. That's $2,664 times 4. So that's a total of $2,664 times 3, excuse me. So that's $7,992 that he has to pay in salaries. $7,992 that he has to pay in salaries. And let's say he pays himself $70,000 a year. All right? This is how he's going to survive the first year. Let's say he pays himself $70,000 a year. That's a total of $1,346 a week. That's a total of $5,384 a month. So we're at $5,384 a month. We're just going to do a round number. So we're at $5,000 a month for him, and then $3,000 a month for the teachers. Oh, sorry. We said 3 teachers, right? 3 teachers. It's $8,000. So $5,000 for him, $8,000 for the teachers. That's a total of $13,000 that he has to pay in salaries, minus the $6,000 that he has left over. So that means that he would need to come out of, let's do the math again. 5 plus 8, 5,000 is 13,000. There we go. 13,000. It's $13,000 minus $13,000 minus what he had left over. So let's go ahead and start at the top again. So it's 20,000. So I want you to write this down with me, okay? I want you guys to write this down with me if you guys are following me. This is how you can figure out the deal or not, if it's a good deal or not. So we're at $20,000 a month, all right? So we're at $20,000 minus $8,100 for the mortgage, minus $5,000 for the utilities, all right? $5,000 for the utilities. That's a total of $6,900 as profit. And let's say for his salary as well as 3 other teachers, we say minus, where are we, $5,000 for him. So minus, so it's $1,900. Then we're going to minus the teachers, which we say was $8,000. So that's a total of $6,100 that he would have to cover the difference. So remember, he has $600,000 left over. So you take the $6,100 and you multiply that by 12. That's a total of $73,200 that he would have to pull from his reserves, and everything is paid for. His salary of $70,000 a year is paid for. His teachers, his teachers are paid for. He's getting government grants. He's getting food grant to cover the school, to cover the lunches, the food lunches, the lottery programs. So he had to invest another $73,200 just to cover the difference. All right. So now you guys are with me. So $73,200. Now this is how he's going to survive his first year, because no one really wants to see if he is going to be successful. This is how he's able to show off his success. So all in all, he has invested $73,200 out of the $600,000. Are you guys with me? So him being able to do that for an entire year, he would be able to qualify for the $5 million program I was telling you about. With that $5 million program, remember the property appraises for $2 million. So now let's do the math. So if you take that $2 million and have it at a solid interest rate of 5% of where it should be, after his first year, he would have paid off the loan that it took to acquire the property. He would have paid. So this is like doing a refinance. So guys, when you get a property, so when you purchase a property that has a higher interest rate, that has a shorter term, that is to acquire the property. Then you have to refinance the property so that you can get into something that's more sustainable for the overhaul. Okay, so for something that's more sustainable for the long haul. All right, so we're doing a refinance for a traditional loan, taking him out of that higher interest loan, and let me show you what things will boil down to. We did the teacher salary. Because there's only 200 students, we did 3 teacher salaries. Come on, calculator. All right, guys, I have too many screens up. It's taking too long, guys. Come on, computer. Give me a moment, guys. I have a consultation I got to get ready to do in a few moments. All right, come on. All right, here we go. So he can easily take now. Remember, he was in the property for 1.4, right? He was in the property for 1.4. If he survives the first year and then refinances out, he survives the first year and refinances out to a traditional 30-year term, his mortgage payment for $2 million would be $7,798. Watch this. Which is roughly the same as the $8,000 that he had before, but look at the difference now. He gets an additional $600,000 in cash to operate the business, because to pay off the original loan, the loan was for 1.4. So he got 1.4 to pay off the original loan. That gave him $151,000 in cash. and him surviving the first 12 months, he's then able to refinance because he's acquired the property. He has 12 months vested into it, into that traditional SBA loan that we were talking about. And that will give him a mortgage of $7,000. So what that's going to do, his cost relatively stays the same. He gets an additional $600,000 in cash that he can use for marketing, so that he can take those 200 students into 2,000 students. So it is a win-win situation, and he still has the additional $600,000. So he's now looking. He will now have cash of $1.2 million in cash. He'll have $1.2 million in cash. His business credit would have increased because now he's paid off a loan, and he has a second, more traditional loan, and he has a track record of his business being open for a year, and it will be a good deal for him. Does that make sense? Do you guys follow the rationale and logic behind that? So if he did get the property for 1.2, which he should have, and he was able to be conservative enough and use funding from the government programs and getting grants and having the children paid for by grants. Now, there's a lot of people that said they would pay $100 to have their child go to that school anyway. So do you guys see how this can easily work out for him, as long as he keeps his expenses low and he keeps his pencil sharp? Do you guys see that? If you see it, I want you to say, see it. If you learn something new that you didn't learn before, I want you to say, OMG. Even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to make a mind-muscle connection with this and let me know if you have learned something new or if you've seen something new as well. Hold on for one moment. Hello, how may I help you? Yes, ma'am. Yes, I know I have the consultation at 3:30. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let me finish this live, and then I will yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Um, no, it's okay. I mean, it was 10 months. It's okay. No, she has to pay the full tuition in full. If she just paid once. Mm-mm. Okay. Well, let me finish this. Let me finish this. Okay. All right. Bye bye. All right, guys. This is live. It is live. The phones kept ringing, so I just need to do it. So I have a consultation I got to get ready for. But if you guys see what I'm saying, if you found value in it, I would like to know. All right. So Cocoa Puff must be a new is a new person. Cocoa Puff is definitely a Johnny Come Lately who's never seen any of my videos before. All right, yes, so Vashon says it's absolutely doable. It's extremely doable, absolutely. All right, so City Life says OMG. Corey says, yes, you learned something new. With 200 students, the teacher ratio is 18-1. Yeah, with 200 students, the teacher ratio will be 18-1. Absolutely. This is just the ballpark figure of how he's able to get things started, because it's still just young boys. What student ratio do you think would be good? All right, so Chanel says, I didn't donate because it's a something land. I don't know what that is. If he had teachers like Dean building entrepreneurs on the continent, he could have gotten a lot more. Absolutely, I appreciate that, Chantel. But yeah, I think that he will do good. I look at it, and I'm looking at everything. Everything does look good. It's doable, especially because of the demographic, especially because of the numbers. It is definitely doable. This is how you're going to figure out if a deal is good enough. The first thing you have to do is make sure that the property is good, and the property is good within itself, because the property appraises at 200 some odd thousand. We didn't even look and see what the other schools. Let me look and see what the other schools are looking like. and see what the ARV of the other schools are looking like. Bear with me for one moment, guys. You saw the grant programs. You saw everything that was there. Let's see. It's definitely a doable project, and I want him to win. He can easily win. He's not biting off more than he can chew, as long as he executes the right way, though. He's going to have to execute the right way. Delaware. All right. Let's see what the other schools that are up and running are appraising at. Because the school that wasn't even running was appraising for was for $2 million. Let's see what the other school would appraise for. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson, like I said, if he was my client, I would have had him starting off where he had $750,000. He had more than enough to just get started teaching himself, and then producing himself and growing from there. It's easier to get funds when you do it that way. It's so much easier to get funds when you do it that way. So much easier to get funds when you do it that way. Let's go ahead and see what the other school would have appraised for, the one that's right down the road from him. And I got to get ready to go, guys. Like I said, I have a consultation in like 5 minutes. But I wanted to take the opportunity just to, come on. My computer's going extremely slow. I have too many things up. I wanted to take the opportunity just to teach truth to power about the situation. So to answer the question, Dr. Umar Johnson did not buy it outright. He has a promissory note. He is doing a lease purchase on the building. Is it a good deal? Yes, it is a good deal. He can effectively make good money and make a good change with this. He can effectively do so. He could effectively do so. It's an uphill battle for him, but I want him to win. He has a lease purchase on the deal, and he can effectively do so. So people are talking about him saying that he never said that he bought the property outright. He said that he acquired the property. All right, that's my consultation, guys. I gotta go. Listen, the only person stopping you from being successful is you. If you don't know it, you can learn it. If you have not yet met the person to mentor you, you can meet them. If you have not developed the character, you can develop it. The only person stopping you from being successful is you. Dr. Umar Johnson, I want you to win. I want you to make wise decisions, and I want you to show the world that us strong black men can be successful. Listen, go get them. Success is waiting for you.